Welcome everybody to the UHW Recap, the inaugural edition. I am Nick Patrick Holderman, and my verbal sparring partner for today is making his debut here in UHW, a new addition to the broadcast team, Maximo Manuel. Welcome to the program, welcome to UHW. It's great to have you, and we had a hell of a week last week, didn't we?
Gracias, Sr. Holderman. Yes, we had a fantastical week last week here. Such great action. I was able to see Itolo, and I have to say, I so feel welcomed here. It is an honor to be here in UHW broadcasting, this recap with you, and probably getting to work in the UHW. So it is such an honor. Gracias for giving me this honor.
You're welcome. It's great to have you. And we had a wild week in this United Sportatorium this week. We had 3 matches planned, announced. Deb versus April. Deb was a newcomer. And Yancy took on Wolfy in Yancy Vendetta's debut contest. And in the main event of the evening, we had a championship match. Bluntz versus Synthetic Devilish Maxine for the UHW Women's Championship.
Man, I was able to see all those matches, and I was like, "Ay Dios mío, this is unbelievable action, back and forth." It was very crazy. It was, how do you say, very, very crazy.
Indeed, and if you've never been down to the United Sportatorium, we hope that you come out. Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Second Lifetime. You never know what you're going to see there. It's always going to be entertaining. First contest of the night, we're going to go more in depth now, was April Costello from Ann Arbor, Michigan, taking on Deb. And we did not have any information on Deb, but she was seen a few weeks ago. In a video, Maxie asked April to show her around backstage, so that happened, and apparently April stole Deb's suckers, and we'll you may want to tell the people a little bit about Deb here that we know. Isn't much.
Well, all I can remember, she likes the dulce meaning candy, and she had a scorpion tail. I've noticed. I mean, what, Senor Holderman? What is up with that?
I wish I knew, but
anyway, yeah. I figured this is the kind of girl that you do not, do not mess with.
Yes, apparently she's mute other than hissing, but and I heard she freaked out in the locker room about an empty lollipop bag, and she was shoving people around, and I think and the match ended with her apparently stinging herself. April won by pinfall, I guess you could say.
I would have to say, if I remember correctly, she was about to hit the end. Next thing you know, boom, se fue a dormir. She went to sleep. And like you said, April got the pin. 1, 2, 3. That was...
Yes, and in our second match, Manuel, I know you have stuff you want to say about the second match, so go right ahead.
Yes, our second match was another debut. Yancy Vendetta taking on, UHW's top star, the Midnight Wolf, Wolfy Kessel. And believe me, that was an unbelievable match. And I would have to say, not only was it somewhat back and forth, even though Yancy did get some of the upper hand, but it looked back and forth, not only in the ring, but also out in the crowd too, because I think Yancy had his fans and Wolfy had his fans, and it was like back and forth. But as you know, he made the rookie mistake and argued with the ref, letting Wolfy get the scavenger finisher that he had, and that what made him win the match. Am I right?
You are indeed correct, and I've said it on commentary more than once. I'm going to say it again right now. You need to focus on your matches and don't worry about the referee, because that will cost you and cost Yancy. And I want to say one thing about Wolfy here. He's been nice to me in the back and everything, but there's times that he's so intense he could beat the sun in a staring contest.
Yeah, yes, I've heard of Senor Wolfy. He can be very, very calm when need be, especially since he has ese lobo meaning wolf in English. I forget the name. I forget the name of the
Amaterasu?
lobo. Amaterasu, yes. Sí, eso es. Sí, Amaterasu. And he gets very calm, but of course in the ring you don't want to mess with him, and you saw the result, with that. So I think that was a very good match.
Indeed it was, and our main event of the evening started with Bluntz coming, our third UHW Women's Champion, coming out and addressing the crowd, basically saying that she was not happy with the way that she won the title on the last show of 2011, which was basically her coming out winning a scrambled match to fight Savannah Mohegan for the title, and it ended up being a bra and panties match that Savannah had me get in the ring and get Honey to sign the contract, and nobody read it beforehand, and it turned out to be a bra and panties match, but she didn't even get one offensive move. She didn't get to do anything in the match, and she ended up winning. And she was not too happy about that. So she defended it for the first time Tuesday against Maxine, and that was a hell of a contest, wasn't it, Manuel?
I see. I have to agree. They were two of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Señorita Honey Bluntz y Señorita Maxine going at it back and forth for the women's title, and it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. It was a great match. It was a great match that Señora Honey Bluntz deserved, because before I came to the UHW, I remember seeing the match between her and Señorita Savannah, and I didn't like the way it ended as well. So I was happy that she got that match and that she deserved that title, but deserved by winning it the right way. I hope you have to excuse me. My English is not very good.
It's all right, man. I gotta say this though. What happened with her and Savannah was tough. It was tough to commentate because I was so shocked at what happened. I didn't know what to do about it, but that. And another thing I have to say, the doppelganger, he apparently thinks he's a DEA agent or something, but his badge, I think he got it out of a cereal box, or I believe.
Yeah, that is one thing I wanted to ask you about, Senor. What is with the Senor Doppelganger? Is he okay? I mean, he's always with these other personas, as they call it, I think. I mean,
yeah.
Entiendo, I don't understand.
I know a long, long time ago he was in a match with Kurt Bombastic and he got hit in the head. And ever since then, he's been a little nutty. I think Maxine's just trying to support her man, which I can understand, but she's got to know he's a little nutso.
Loco en la cabeza, right? Little loco en la cabeza.
Something like
that means crazy in the head.
Yeah, something like that. I said it before, I'll say it again. You can't make this shit up. And he tried to arrest Honey Bluntz. He actually tried to arrest her. She defended herself, and that brought Maxine out, and that's what started the match.
Dios mío, yeah, I remember that.
Because Honey, remember, refused to wear that title until she earned it. Before the match.
Well, I have to say, that night she did earn it. But, Senor, hold on. Somebody has to check with the Senor Doppelganger, make sure he's okay.
I believe Elias is talking to a doctor about him, so hopefully that'll get sorted out soon. But ladies and gentlemen, it was a hell of a week last week at UHW United Sportatorium, so we hope to see you here next week at 4 p.m. SLT for digital nonstop action. Never know what's gonna happen, and it is almost always entertaining. On behalf of my verbal sparring partner, Manuel Maximo, this is Nick Patrick Halderman. Good night, everybody.
Adios.